Hi, I'm Oladosu Michael Emerald. So today I'll be sharing a few poems that I love. Of course, I have many poems that I love, but I'll be sharing a few of them. So the first one is To the Young Who Want to Die by Gwendolyn Brooks. To the young who want to die, sit down, inhale, exhale. The gun will wait, the lake will wait. The tall girl in the small seductive vial will wait, will wait a week, will wait through April. You do not have to die this certain day. Death will abide. We pamper your postponement. I assure you death will wait. Death has a lot of time. Death can attend to you tomorrow or next week. Death is just down the street. His most obliging neighbor can meet you at any moment. You need not to die today. Stay here. Through pout or pain or peskiness, stay here. See what the news is going to be tomorrow. Graves grow no green that you can use. Remember, green is your color. You are spring. So about this poem, To the Young Who Want to Die, is one of my favorite all-time poem, because this poem is just trying to like there's a sort of urgency in this poem, and the way and the treatment, how the treatment in the writing, how Gwendolyn Brooks attack it. Okay, we know that the world is on fire. The world is on fire, of course, but of course you can still be yourself. You can still live. Death is inevitable. Everybody will die, but Gwendolyn Brooks is telling us in this poem that we can wait. Death can wait. Of course, it is inevitable. Everybody will die, but we can wait. We need not to die. Like I think for me, because in my own perspective, the part where she mentioned in this poem that we need not to die today, not tomorrow. She's like, okay, I know that as we all know that death is inevitable, but there are some times that we might want to end our life, okay, maybe because of depression or this or anything that we are going through. But she's telling us in this poem that we need not to die today. Death can wait. We don't need to force ourselves to die. It will come at an appropriate time. I think somebody tweeted on Twitter maybe a few days ago that there are things in life that you don't need to force, that they will come at the right time, and death is part of it. So this poem is just like just attesting to that death will wait and you can live before you die. That's the first poem. The second poem, I'll be reading Qudus Olowo. Qudus Olowo's poem Ibadan Does Not Know Your Father's Name, which was published in Thames Review, I think last year, 2025. Ibadan Does Not Know Your Father's Name. I chew my bread with grief as jam outside my apartment. My neighbor enters with greetings, cuts out a portion from my bread without asking. He takes a share of grief before going to work. He will return this night clamoring about the mishaps that befell him today. It is not Ibadan's business. She won't comfort you. Anytime my landlord puffs grass with that day's sheet of newspaper, he asks me about my rent renewal that is yet to due until 8 months later. Someone who doesn't know me or my name will knock at my door, telling me how he or she has lost his or her way in the city and got stranded. Every day, I know a new person who is always stranded in this city. As I walk down my street, two black boys pass by me. Their limbs' color differs from that of their faces. This place is a home of rainbow skins. A white garment preacher warns the street with a prophecy. She says 2 witches live here and send cats at midnight to run evil errands. See, every month, different streets in this city get same prophecy. I wonder how many witches the preachers have counted this year. The mosque Qibla is often slant. We stand on mats and pray in italics. They say it is the topography of the city. I see some adolescent boys leaving an hotel. They drip on fake but pricey Louis V gym pants and t-shirts. Rest on their bags, Lacoste bag. One can tell what they are, young cyber fraudsters. Every second, they flash their 3 camera iPhones to the public. No one notices. Ibadan does not notice their flaunt till they jump and speed off on their mini motorcycles. Other side of the street, and hijabi wails, everyone gathered around her except me. I hear a cry of being duped of hundreds of thousands of naira and an Android phone by an unknown man. Everyone consoles her and pities her, and they start to leave the place by bit until it remains the woman with her grief. Ibadan doesn't console one for long. Two Mikra cab drivers almost hit each other at the Abo Express Road. God spare their lives and their passengers. Still, both drivers drag each other, boasting of amulets or hitting each other with a charm ring. Anyone couldn't interfere. No one likes to die in Ibadan. My friend Ali called my phone. He wants to visit. I tell him to come along with an antidote for madness. I tell him, Ibadan doesn't know your father's name. So this poem is one of my best poems because aside that I know the poet, I live in Ibadan and all the experiences in this poem, I can say that I've witnessed like most of it. The part where the poet mentioned that one hijabi was wailing that they stole money and stuff. I think last year I was coming from this Oliole side. I was going to Agbo, so I stopped at Mokola to board the cab to UI. Then I saw a woman cry that they just stole her 250,000 naira. She was traveling and the Easy Buy phone that she just got and that was paying for that she was paying for an installment stuff. That I just stole the money and the phone now. People were just telling her, sorry, but why would you trust? And she was even saying that the person who duped her was like all this LA, like all these people that covered their faces and all that, and she was trying to help. So aside from that, or aside from the stealing aspect, Ibadan for all these transport drivers, all these transporters, they are popular or famous for their behaviors because they don't care. They don't care. They can be rude sometimes, and that's especially these micro drivers. And also, every time in Ibadan, you find someone who is stranded, even they are well dressed and all of that, asking you for money, or maybe they are going somewhere and they need money. So I connect with this point because it is the experience I've lived with, and I'm still living because I'm still in Ibadan for now. So I really enjoy this poem. The third poem will be Rasaq Malik Gbolahan RMG. I'll be reading his poem Surrender that was published on the the Poetry Society. Surrender. Even the birds carry with them the difficult knowledge that they will be gone someday and not return to their nest. They will meet their death where neither the gift of flight nor songs will save them from falling, from becoming bones and death. Today, I wake up to the aches of mourning my dead. Outside, the air filled with funeral hymns from a field of grace. There are days when the cart of my sorrows arrives at my doorsteps, days when the doors of grief opens into a room where I stand in the emptiness that remains of the departed, of those who tender touches I crave in the quietude of my room, on nights when my body hungers for love. On this earth, there are flowers withering, carcasses of animals feasted on by ants. The trees, despite their sturdy roots and long branches, will become snags. They will surrender to the brutal teeth of source, to the gale unsettling everything it touches. Lord, I know too that someday I will be gone, like the birds. The windows of my room will be shut, and the door will bear the notes of farewell. In the air, the cries of the bereaved, of those who will attend my funeral, my still body wrapped in a burial shroud, placed inside a coffin that will be lowered into the earth, into what at the end of life will inherit us all. So, like the first poem that I read, Gwendolyn books, this poem is just buttressing the point that we all die. Everybody we are going to be surrendered into the soil. We are going to die one day. So the poet is telling us in this poem that we are everything surrender, even the leaves from the tree, they surrender to fly, they surrender to the ground, all of that. So everybody will die. The poet is telling us that okay, a day will come when mourners will come to his house and they mourn his departure and all of that. And of course, everything that is meant to live is meant to die. So death is certain. That is I think that's the purpose of this poem, that we are all going to surrender to death sooner or later. So I think the last poem I have here is by Elimbas. The thing is Elimbas. I like the simplicity of the poem. So the thing is to love life, to love it even when you have no stomach for it, and everything you've heard there crumbles like burnt paper in your hands, your throat filled with the silt of it. When grief sits with you, its tropical heat thickening the air, heavy as water, more fit for gills than lungs. When grief weights you down like your own flesh, only more of it, an obesity of grief. You think, how can a body withstand this? Then you hold life like a face between your palms, a plain face, no charming smile, no violet eyes, and you say, yes, I will take you, I will love you again. So, like I said earlier, this poem, like what I love about it is the simplicity of it. It is simple yet it carries the weight. You can see it. Okay, with the weight that I'm carrying, the poet tells you that okay, or without with the weight of everything, the weight of the world carry, just bury your face into your palms and tell yourself, give yourself the hope that okay, you will love yourself. I will take you, I will love you again. So I will love myself again, and I would, even if it's a mistake, I will do it again. I will try again, and I will live life again. So to love life is to love yourself. Yeah, that's the end of my favorite poem. Of course, I have many more points, many from Nigerian poets, South African poets, North African poets, and even US and all of that, even from writers that we don't even know about. So I think I will just stop with this. Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity to be able to read the some of the poems that I love, to be able to share them with the world and everybody. Thank you so much. Bye.